Look, Game Pass isn't going away. Hi-Fi Rush helped build up Game Pass, right? Redfall built up Game Pass, right? Prey, Arcane Studios built up Game Pass. They're trying to say, oh, well, we're putting on pause. They're saying closing, but they're putting on pause. I mean, closing means they're selling. They're not selling, so they're not closing. Studios are not being closed. They're not being sold. They're being paused. And by the logic they're using is saying, well, the monthly subscriber service is toast. It's all toast, give up, flip sides, go to the competitor, which is all just made up stuff. I mean, the normies and the casuals aren't going to be able to really decipher the false outrage, because the false outrage is based on nothing and really illogical stuff. Hi-Fi Rush was so successful that it was requested and put onto cross-play, cross-platforms, right? But it's free on Game Pass. And it brought in Grounded and Sea of Thieves, right? And Pentiment. So it just shows you how powerful Game Pass is. That now it's such a franchise IP launching, right? IP launching platform, ecosystem, that is so successful. Now, the market was so saturated, they had to actually provide these games out of $70, $100 to cross-play functions. And yet, what's the sales pitch? It's free on Game Pass. So when those customers mature, when they go from 15, when they hit 18, 19, they start to make their own money, they can just get an Xbox because they're locked to an ecosystem which is historically repetitive, centric and centrist towards what they've used in the past. It's not open-minded towards other services and other products, other hardwares that promote and present a much better value proposition. And so Sea of Thieves and Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush will equal to Game Pass subscribers in a year or 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 years. That's really big because we're looking at a 10-year stretch right now. And to get those 14, 15-year-olds when they hit 18, 19 onto our ecosystem for good for the ages of 18 to 58, and we've got them, I mean, mission accomplished. I mean, that's the corporate objective, delivering results for the shareholders. It's not, I mean, Arcane Austin ran out of ideas. They ran out of ideas and it was going to become a new game. It was going to become Unreal 5, 5.2, which is a whole new game because of stuff they couldn't fix because it's on an old engine. And it wasn't built from the Series S up. They had to reconfigure the Series S. Right? For how long? The patch took how long? So they can do that again now and have horde mode, have base building, have better gunplay mechanics. The gunplay is pretty good, but it could be improved. Better sliding of things of this nature. And that's a whole new game, which needs a write-up. Which is going to take someone like me to actually write up Redfall 2. So I have to sit down and do the memo for Redfall 2 with Unreal 5.2. And if it can be a first-person shooter with the engine, and I'm thinking probably can't. If it can't, take it to the Slipspace engine. Take it over to 343 and let's see what they can do with it. But Game Pass isn't dying, right? Game Pass is not gone. Game Pass has launched Hi-Fi Rush, right? And now that's charting not only a game of the year without some accolades and awards, it's now so desired. The IP, is valuable, and that franchise is valuable. However, until they do the write-up and the memo of Hi-Fi Rush 2 and where to go with it, right, and Redfall 2, and the memo where to go with that, you just have to pause them. The studios weren't closed, they were paused. They weren't sold. So they didn't close. No one's selling anything. No one's selling Redfall IP to the competitor. That's not happening. And Game Pass is going bigger and better than it ever has before, and it's bringing so much utility to the everyday person. Hundreds, tens of millions of subs per month, and they're happy with it. And that's an ongoing concern. That's a going business, a business that's going forward. That's in the business. That's the foothold in the industry, and that will carry forward for the next 10 years. And if the write-up for Redfall 2 can happen, it's do you stick with Unreal? Do you go to Slipspace? That's where it's at now. Can you have horde mode? Can you have base building? What can you do? Does Bethesda jump in and actually do it with the creation engine? Because the gunplay on that thing could work out very well.